Hello and welcome to My Security TV and our Tech and Sec Weekly. My name's Chris Cubbage. I'm the Executive Editor with My Security Media. We're the official media partners to the Australian Cyber Week 2022 with AustCyber and the Stone and Chalk Group. There are events across the country, Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide and in Perth. We've done a series of interviews with the special guests and special partners throughout the week. Each has a unique call to action. So without further ado, here's our special guest. Michael Bromley, CEO with Stone and Chalk Group. Thanks for joining us on My Security Tech and Sec Weekly.
Thanks, Chris. Great to be here.
This year, AustCyber's rebranded. Stone and Chalk Group continues to make headway nationally as well. Maybe some of your key priorities and where Stone and Chalk Group is at the moment.
Thanks very much. Yeah, absolutely. We're really excited to have AustCyber and Stone and Chalk come together and form Stone and Chalk Group. The bottom line is the reason that all makes sense is that every company needs to be a cybersecurity company, whether they know that or not is just a question. In this day and age, as we found out certainly in the headlines in the last few weeks, cybersecurity is a critical infrastructure for everyone. Stone and Chalk's mandate has always been to build emerging tech infrastructure and to build and secure the entire ecosystem for emerging technology in Australia. So it just makes perfect sense to bring the two together. Right now, we're in a massive growth phase. We're excited about expanding the business and expanding the ability to help more Australian startups, scale-ups, and companies be secure, but also be more innovative and grow. And our mission is really simple. We're here to help Australia transform its economy into a sustainable, technology-driven economy. Ideas are free and they're incredibly sustainable. Let's build our economy on it.
Well, look, cybersecurity is top news at the moment, and there's some real key brands that are, really doing it tough. When you think about it from the cybersecurity perspective and the cybersecurity teams, you can only feel for them and obviously doing the best that they can. But it really is about sort of underlying this national approach. Something I like with what you're doing this year is you're kind of hitting the road, so to speak, and doing some road shows around the country. What's some of the key priorities for the Australian Cybersecurity Week? What's your key themes?
Yeah, it's really exciting to take our message all over Australia, and that's one of the advantages of the group coming together. We kick off on Monday in Melbourne, but we're in Sydney, we're in Perth, we're in Adelaide, we're in Canberra, and really some really key messages that we want to reinforce. First of all, we're releasing our cybersecurity sector competitiveness plan on Monday. The entire event, all 4 days, 5 days, will be based around the findings and the insights that come out of that plan. I'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek though. 4 key messages that I think are really important. One is, again, this isn't a surprise, but cybersecurity threats are growing everywhere. Most importantly, cybersecurity threats don't know borders, they don't know boundaries. It happens to everyone, everywhere. And whether we're in the UK, the US, India, Indonesia, Singapore, or Australia, there's no boundaries there. So we all have to be secure, and we have to make sure our neighbors are secure as well. And really, Australia is facing a key shortage in skills and jobs. Everybody knows that. So we do need to think about how we bring new capability into the country, and it's a top-down and bottom-up approach. We need to import, there's no question about that. We need extra capability in the country, but we also know that when people come overseas, they go home. And eventually we're going to be in the same position if we don't build our own capability from the ground up. So that means awareness and training from school all the way through into university and into the corporate world. And our mission is really simple. As we see this shortage grow, we're here to curate and cultivate a stronger ecosystem so that it can build on itself. And that's really what we're all about.
Well, I've just brought up the website. So the website, and we'll have it up on screen, AustCyber.com. So you can check it out. It's the 14th to the 18th of November. And you said that report's being released on Monday. So again, by the time this goes live, we'll have the link in the show notes as well. And I think that edition of the competitiveness plan, I don't know if you're numbering these, but we've obviously been following them for a while. Any key differences between previous ones? I mean, the workforce challenge has been around for a little while, and yeah, any standouts, I suppose, for you? from different ones,
Yeah,
from
look,
the previous editions?
I think we're taking a little bit more global approach to cyber in this one, because we recognize, again, there aren't borders. And so I think there are three key things we'd like to see come out of that. One is that we need to support research, innovation, and startup development to help protect our borders, but also to help protect our neighbors' borders, because they can become vulnerability spots for us. So the region is important, not just our own physical borders. The second thing is we're also looking at things like, how easy is it to build, grow, and develop a business in Australia in cyber? And let's face it, some of the key buyers of cybersecurity capability is the government and large corporates. We really want to focus on making procurement of Australian technology through Australian businesses easier, simpler, and especially for small business. We are a nation of small businesses, and you'll see through the competitiveness plan that there is a weakness in Australia in the way we allow our procurement processes to go overseas and buy technology and capability when it could be available here at home. And I think that creates a threat and a vulnerability. So we need to focus on that. And lastly, we do need to attract talent. And the best way to do that is, we talk about making cyber sexy. I mean, this is an exciting, fun time to be in cyber, even though it's scary. We have to make sure that we're not overly paralyzed by that fear. There is a lot we can do. There's a lot of things that we do every day that are actually quite successful. You hear about the 65,000 attacks that happen every year, whatever the numbers are, and you'll see more about that. But what we don't hear about often enough is all the ones we thwart and all the success we're having. So the truth is, yes, this is a time when cyber threats are growing, but it's also a time when cybersecurity is growing. And so we have to keep that momentum going forward.
I think it's a really good point that there is a lot of good work that gets unnoticed. It's often the thing with security. You only notice it when the bad guys actually have one win or one or two wins, whereas all the other good work gets forgotten very, very quickly. So I think that's a really important point to make. So Michael Bromley, the CEO with Stone and Chalk Group, best of success for Australia Cyber Week 2022. And obviously the audience can reach out when you are in Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide and Perth. And we hope to catch up again soon. And as media partners, you can get a copy of the Australian Cybersecurity magazine as well that we've printed this edition for you. So look, Michael, thank you very much for joining us on My Security TV and our Tech and Sec Weekly.
Thank you very much for having me.